Personal financial management, budgeting budgeting apps, also known as PFMs, came into existence about 10 years ago. About that same time, I began being a financial planner and coach, and began working with some groups that had as many as 50,000 users on some of these top PFMs at the time. Here's what we learned. PFMs don't work. Their pretty charts and graphs fail to change behavior. The issue is that all of them show information after it's already happened, which is too late. To change behavior, we must engage users before the purchase, before they make a decision. Cash envelopes, ProActive mimics cash envelopes. Cash envelopes is the most successful budgeting system on the planet. Why? Because cash envelopes changes behavior. Think about it. A user must open their purse, select or choose an envelope, take cash out of that envelope, and pay. But this system is completely cash-based, and the world is now mostly cashless. ProActive is cashless envelopes. My name is Ryan. I'm the founder of ProActive. ProActive mimics this exact same behavior. It's not enough just to have envelopes. You have to follow the behavior. With ProActive, you're given a debit card with the app. The debit card will not work when you swipe it until you choose a category, just like cash envelopes. Money moves out of that category onto the debit card, and now when they swipe, the money comes directly out of that category, completing the purchase. Both cash envelopes and ProActive require the user to think in order to spend. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you change behavior. Budgeting can often become a chore, trying to categorize all those uncategorized transactions. Here, a user can distribute his paycheck in 2 taps. Money fights kill marriages. ProActive increases the amount of communication, notifying each partner of changes to the plan, and if users want to, they can lock down a particular category, requiring both partners to authorize purchases out of that category. You guys like that? ProActive, with its default zero balance, is the safest card on the planet. Thieves and hackers get nothing. ProActive keeps your money safe. ProActive is for families. Get a card for your spouse and the kids. Pay the kids for their chores and teach them good money management skills by giving them their own categories, all with a nice, simple annual subscription. ProActive is the first and only system to require a decision before spending. If an app will allow a user to spend money without the app, that app lacks the power to change behavior. Initially, we're marketing to the 83 million millennials here in the US. We just got back from Finovate, and demonstrating over there, we were approached by banks from Canada, Europe, Japan, Australia, China, Citibank, and American Express, because our system can be deployed in any existing debit card or credit card or prepaid card system, or even Apple Pay or any of the other pays that exist today.
All right, Ryan, we're going to have to cut you off there.
Yep.
So we're going to move to questions and comments now.
Okay, so I go to Starbucks. I buy 4 coffees. It's $15. Does it know that Starbucks comes under my coffee envelope? How does that work?
You choose. You have to select an envelope before. So you would come in here, you would tap on coffee envelope, money moves onto the card, and now you can buy that.
And if I didn't have enough money in there, I could move money. I don't want to be caught at the till, like I can't pay and there's a line behind me,
Yep.
so I can
Yeah,
do all
so
that.
you can transfer money, but as you change the plan, your wife's going to get notified that you're changing the plan. So it keeps the two of you in on what's happening. But yes, you can move it.
You mentioned on one slide a robo-advisor. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So the system's designed to move people forward through their financial plans. So goals, like for example, Dave Ramsey's envelopes, or Dave Ramsey's baby steps that everyone knows about, those can be pre-programmed into the system, and the system will help them move towards those. So it'll help them save $1,000 automatically. Every time they're distributing their money, that next goal will be part of that distribution plan. So that's part of what it does, is it helps them move people forward through certain goals. Inside of that, we also do product placement as part of the revenue model. So it's not just hawking ads at people, but it's actually placing them where they can actually do some good.
That's what my question was. What is the business model on how you're going to make money doing this? How does that look?
So it's a subscription model. So the user is paying. That's in our B2C model. We also make a little bit of money on the interchange. So every time someone's paying something, that merchant fee comes back to us. And then later down the road, we'll make a little bit on the product placement, on lead generation, those things. In the B2B model, banks or other financial institutions will pay us to have the system, and they'll offer it to their clients.
Are the debit cards free? Or do you have to pay? Those come with the app, but you have to pay a fee to get a debit card for your spouse and your kids and all that?
So it depends on who we're connected to. Our current partner does charge a few fees. Well, they charge one fee. It's a really simple system, so you're not paying for every transaction, but it depends who we're connected to. Because we can connect with any existing prepaid card or debit card system, if that card comes with some fees, then those users would have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So curious about your decision to create a whole new financial product versus being a layer on top of an existing bank account structure, and sort of how important it is to have that like monetary lock versus like data and alerts, because it seems like you could build the layer with budgets and pull out real money, but you wouldn't have the instantly lockdown.
Sorry.
Does that make sense? So like how Pluto is using Plaid, and you can take the transactional data, so on your Wells Fargo account, you could categorize all of these different pieces and say, wow, you're spending over your envelope. And so is that what it came down to, or?
No, that's not enough, because if you're grabbing transactional data, it already happened. And so you miss the ability to influence them on the actual purchase. However, the system does track all their data. So if someone has a credit card and they decide, I can't use my envelopes, I gotta have this, credit card comes out and they buy, the system will recognize that purchase and actually come back around saying, hey, your expense on your credit card just increased by this much. Your payment now increased by 20. Which category do you want the payment to come out of? Because everything has a real effect. There are no free rides. Everything has to be felt, and credit cards are often nebulous.
I just sort of related to that same question, is what prevents someone from using their existing credit card, where if there's an issue with the transaction,
Nothing prevents them on the credit card, but we will show them the impact of their decision very quickly, much faster than what they currently experience.
All right. Thank you, Ryan.